I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch network. Donald Trump's son's girlfriend or fiancé is at it again. Kimberly Guilfoyle is, well, it's bizarre that I even have to start with an intro like this, that in the modern day Republican Party, the cult leader's son's fiancé has a show and is a leader of the one of the leaders of the party. But Kimberly Guilfoyle, who used to be married to now Governor of California, Gavin Newsom, who was once a respected prosecutor in California many years ago before she turned full MAGA. Well, Kimberly Guilfoyle is at it again, and she has this show on Rumble where she just rants and raves about the deep state. It just shows you that basically once you turn MAGA, your whole reputation is crushed, and you start talking about deranged conspiracy theories. It's frankly really sad to see. And frankly, I think Kimberly Guilfoyle needs a lot of help. Here she is on this show of hers, and it's just like every aspect of this is like just kind of horrible and sad. And here she is talking about what an exciting show she has coming up. I think it was last night or 2 nights ago, about the deep state this, deep state that. And this whole thing that she's doing right here, you'll see, you'll get it. It's just like, really? Okay, play the clip.
An exciting show. He's back, one of your all-time favorites, the founder of Revolver News, top investigative reporter Darren Beattie joins us to talk about the deep state, what they're up to right now, Merrick Garland, all of the above, and how they want to control this country and take the election in 2024. You don't want to miss it. 4 p.m. Tune in.
Yeah, and over the past few days, she's been making, just numerous appearances on right-wing networks. Here she is talking about how, and again, just lying, just spreading deranged conspiracy theories, saying that President Biden is trying to interfere with the election in Pakistan, just like he is doing to Trump here. This is what they're talking about in the right-wing echo chamber. Here, play this clip.
If you are a threat to the system, a threat to the status quo, or a threat to the swamp, the full force of government will be unleashed to destroy you, regardless of the facts, the evidence, or the law. And we're seeing it play out at home and abroad, because in another major exclusive report from Revolver News, the Biden administration is now accused of scheming in elections in Pakistan to oust former Prime Minister Imran Khan. What is going on here in these disturbing parallels to what's happening right here at home?
And here in this next clip of Kimberly Guilfoyle, or as Michael Cohen calls her, Kimberly Gargoyle. In this next clip of Kimberly Guilfoyle, also, in the past 24 to 48 hours, she talks about it again, deep state this, deep state that. She's talking about the indictments brought by special counsel Jack Smith. She's talking about the criminal charges against Donald Trump. And notice this is kind of a common thing that MAGA Republicans do. She doesn't bring any receipts, right? She doesn't bring any facts. And like here on the MeidasTouch network and other pro-democracy media, the most important thing to do is let's look at the facts. Let's look at, for example, Donald Trump's Political Action Committee financial statements. And let's see, is he paying Kimberly Guilfoyle $60,000 to give a 10-second speech? Is that what she's getting paid for? Is Donald Trump paying Melania Trump out of the PAC close to $200,000 for her hair? Is Donald Trump paying $40 million in the past 6 months in legal fees and legal expenses for the various witnesses in the criminal case and criminal investigations against him? Okay, well, show the data. Just show the facts. Okay, let's take a look at special counsel Jack Smith's indictment. Okay, do they actually have the evidence that Donald Trump is showing classified material to strangers, showing war plans to strangers, placing in jeopardy the lives of American members of the military, Americans here, foreign assets by leaking classified information or mishandling classified information? Do we have data to back that up, right? And on the MeidasTouch Network, I go, okay, here's the evidence, here's the data, here's the document, here's what it says, and then we show it to you, because that, to me, is the critical thing here. This is what MAGA Republicans do, and Kimberly Guilfoyle just does this over and over and over again. So she goes, oh, Special Counsel Jack Smith this. And then she says, well, I've been a former prosecutor. Well, she was a former prosecutor. Well, as a former prosecutor, then bring the receipts, bring the facts. Instead, this is what she says. She goes, oh, deep state this, cover up that, weaponized DOJ. Donald Trump can't be beaten. He's getting stronger by the day. And then she says something like hardworking people like us. Like she tries to act like she's part of the, that she's a blue collar worker. I mean, are you kidding me? Here, let me play you this clip of Kimberly Guilfoyle as well. You'll see this is someone who is deeply unwell, as MAGA has taken over her life, basically, or she's given her life to MAGA. Here, play this clip.
Joining me now to discuss, the host of the Kimberly Guilfoyle Show on Rumble. Kimberly Guilfoyle hosts stuff. All right, Kim, I'm reading this stuff. You're a lawyer. You know more about this process. Is the reason they're holding an indictment to try to run out the clock on 2016?
Let's be honest, probably. They play a lot of games like this, whether it's aging the case or holding it up to make sure that they can, in fact, still go after it. But I think when you see all of this, it's just a really difficult situation to witness, as a former prosecutor, as an officer of the court, to see this miscarriage of justice, to see these radically aligned Democrats and deep state people infecting the Department of Justice. This is just Team Biden and Merrick Garland trying to persecute a Donald Trump, trying to just let, Hunter Biden go off scot-free. But when you look and drill down on the circumstances, the facts, these cases are all falling apart. And it's actually having the reverse effect because it's giving the president the momentum that he needs. You see him crushing it in all of the polls and all of the important swing states as well. And nobody stands a chance. So this is just more deep state consultants from the swamp taking money for campaigns that are going to go nowhere. And President Trump, as you know, he's unbreakable. This is not going to stop him. And I've been asked many times, well, do you think this will impact his decision to go in 2024? Yeah, it's actually just going to make him go even harder and stronger. There is no indictment. There is no case. There is no trial, anything that is going to stop him. When you look at the documents case, it's outrageous because there is no substantive facts to support this. It completely collapses. This is witch hunt political theater.
Right.
Because they cannot beat him in the ballot box. And they have weaponized the justice system in a shameful and disgraceful way, in a way that I've never seen in this country, to go after him. And he keeps fighting because if it's not him, it's you, it's me, it's any of those hardworking Americans out there, because, the rules don't apply to the Democrats, to Joe Biden. You see the facts and the evidence and the corruption and the bribes and the admissions and the ties with China. Yeah. That's what they should be focusing their energy on. Not 100%. Somebody who did actually handle the documents in a proper manner, President Trump, and they're using this to try to bootstrap it against him.
Well, and I just think that when you watch these Kimberly Guilfoyle videos, yes, it's sad, yes, it's desperate, but there's a broader point that I want to make and that I continue to make here on the MeidasTouch Network. And that is, we need to be in a fact-based, evidence-based system. I remember that video. Remember the video of her dancing during the January 6th insurrection? Dancing during. If you don't remember it, here, play this clip right here. Like if you're cool with that, if you think that that's funny, that is deeply problematic. And all of these lies that they spread about President Joe Biden, like if you have evidence against President Joe Biden, put it out there, because the reality is here, and you know this by now watching the MeidasTouch Network, I'll be critical. So if you tell me that there are 17 audio recordings of President Joe Biden engaged in a bribery scandal, and I listen to the audio and the audio reflects that, guess what? I'm not going to be out here the way MAGA Republicans are saying, oh, President Biden did nothing wrong. Oh, he can't do any wrong. This is the deep state. They've weaponized audio recordings. No, I'll say, here's what the audio shows. This is a big problem. That's what I would say. But you can't just say there are 17 audio recordings and they don't really exist, that it's just a made up thing, or say, oh, we've got a whistleblower who's gone missing, and it turns out they're a non-registered agent of China who is involved in criminal arms deals with Iran and Libya. And by the way, that's not just me saying those words, right? If you go through the Department of Justice indictment, they have the text messages from the fake MAGA Republican House of Representative whistleblower doing the arms deals. You see the text messages. You can see the emails. You can read it. That's called evidence. Just saying words, word salad, that's not evidence at all. And that's why we highlight that here on the MeidasTouch Network. Look, come with evidence, come with facts, come with receipts the way Special Counsel Jack Smith does. That's what I care about. That's what I care about. And I also care about a government that functions. A government that functions. It is reprehensible that there's a situation where you have MAGA Republicans in the Senate holding up the appointments of our military leadership because MAGA Republicans have a problem with the fact that the Defense Department is providing funds for reproductive health care to female soldiers, not paying even for abortion, just providing funds for female reproductive care expenses associated with travel and time off. And because MAGA Republicans don't like that, you're not allowing America to promote generals, to promote military leadership. You're crushing our military. What is going on? What is going on with these MAGA Republicans? We need a government that functions. And I could disagree with Joe Biden. I could disagree with Democrats. That's fine. But they're working on actual issues like healthcare and jobs and infrastructure and manufacturing and veterans. And they're talking about seniors and they're talking about students. They're actually talking about things. Not whatever's going on with this Kimberly Guilfoyle. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers. Thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast and have an excellent day.
Hey, Meidas Mighty. Love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.